What's up, homies of the interwebs? Lugnuts.Guapo coming at you from my garage here in Fort Worth, Texas. And yeah, should you do stay with your belt drive on your Harley-Davidson, or should you do a chain drive? More on that here soon. Roll that intro. Alright, should I do belt drive on my motorcycle, or should I just switch to chain drive? This is a question that's been more often asked now that the whole performance scene has been blowing up over the last 10 plus years, and now it's really kind of at its peak. And and I don't say that it's like over and it's, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's at its height. Like, you've seen a lot of performance bagger. King of the baggers is, we just saw race number 2 in Daytona. Congratulations to Kyle Wyman for just crushing it and coming in first place. And even the race, the day before was really exciting to watch. But the sport is growing. It's awesome to see. And with that said, we go to the whole question of whether I should do a chain drive on my Harley-Davidson. A couple years ago, I did a video, not very well done, granted, and I ended up sticking with a belt drive for my motorcycle. And here's the reason why. My type of riding at the time was mostly cross country, going out on long trips, and I got to loose a couple times. I'm not doing any wheelies or anything like that. I'm gonna burn out here and there, but the belt make more sense to me because those things usually last like 100,000 miles if you don't beat on the bike all the time. If you were to beat on your bike all the time, then you probably should do a chain drive. But should you really? So before you do a chain drive, and I just know there's someone I'm gonna get a DM, there's gonna be at least one comment that's just gonna tell me, oh, chain drive or die. Come on, chain drive or die, really? Here's the thing, what type of riding are you doing? Are you just doing it to be cool? Because it's also, if you want to be cool, yeah, sure, who cares? If that's what you think is gonna make you look cool, or it's gonna make if it's gonna give your bike the look that you want, I'm not knocking on that. That's not what this video is about. But if you're actually thinking about, hey, should I actually go with a chain versus a belt? Do I actually want to spend the money to go that route? What should I do? Well, here's the thing that you need to think about again. What type of riding are you going to do? Are you doing cross-country riding? Well, maybe, chain is not optimal because they'd wear and tear on not your motorcycle, but the chain, the sprockets. Remember, you have 2 of those, one in the front by a transmission and one on your wheel. Those things wear out a little bit faster than if you just had a belt. That's a fact. It's pretty straightforward. If you have a belt and you're not beating on your motorcycle all the time, you're actually just riding it, commuting, long trips, whatever, it is absolutely more reliable in the long run than it is with a chain. Of course, chains have been around for a long time, and I'm not saying that chains are not reliable at all. I'm just saying is, hey, how long is that sprocket going to last you if you're going cross country? If you're going from coast to coast and back, the life of that sprocket and that chain is significantly diminished as opposed to if you just had a belt, because then there's not that much risk involved. The components of a belt, it has like Kevlar components, it has all kinds, the way that a belt is made, it's meant to last, per Harley-Davidson, 100,000 miles. Granted, not everybody rides how Harley-Davidson thinks. A really good example of this is when they did the Milwaukee 8 test, and they said that it was like over 1 million miles of testing and blah, 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 and then the motor comes out and then they have oil pump issues. Well, it's because your customer base is not riding the motorcycle like you think they should ride the motorcycle. As a matter of fact, a lot of Harley-Davidson riders ride their motorcycles under 2,500 RPM, which is the dumbest thing because that's not how that engine is supposed to work. There's a way that Harley-Davidson thinks that their customer is going to ride their motorcycle as. And again, for me personally, I have snapped belts. That's because I was being stupid, getting loose, getting it sideways. And I'm not the greatest rider to begin with. So yes, I absolutely snapped the belt. And apparently the person that owned it before me snapped that belt as well because that wasn't the OEM belt. So yes, there is things that will happen and no product is flawless. But if you're actually just riding your motorcycle on an everyday, daily basis, like just commuting, not beating on it, not trying to pop wheelies, not trying to get it sideways, a belt is a better option. Plus, you don't have to spend the extra money to go into, chain conversion. Granted, if you want to do wheelies, get sideways, do burnouts, yes, a chain can actually take more of a beating than a belt can in that scenario. And of course, with that said, you're still going to wear out that sprocket. You're still going to wear out that chain. You would anyways with a belt, but the belt will actually snap, and the chain most likely won't snap until it's at its end, until you've been beating on it for a very long time. So when you're doing that, yes, the chain is going to last significantly longer. And if that's what you're going to do, get a chain. So in a nutshell, if your riding is not doing wheelies, burnouts, getting sideways, riding aggressively, or even if you have like a big 131 or 135 now that Harley-Davidson's come up with that, or some hopped up motor, yeah, just stick with a belt if you're not doing any of those things, basically. But if you want to look cool and do all that stuff, more power to you. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. What do you think? Is there something that I missed? Or do you think that everybody should just go to chain just because? Or should you just completely not do chain because you just trust the manufacturer? Should you? Anyways, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, all that jazz. Drop your comments below. Yada, yada, yada. Check me out on all social media platforms. Literally almost pretty much every single social media platform. And yeah, I got nothing else for you. Just let me know what you think. Am I wrong? Do you think that I'm right? Or do you disagree, agree? Let me know. Right in the little box below that says add comment. But right after you subscribed and like this video. Even though if you hate it, just go ahead and like it. Just like it. But anyways, until I see you next time, get on your Harley or on two wheels and get some wind therapy. Later.
Perfect.